All right, peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. This video is going to be a little different. This video is put together by my man John Francois, who's a ex-law enforcement officer, and he seems to be an expert in gun handling, gun control, and gun performance. And with what we see in today's society, with a lot of tensions in certain areas, people, I guess, need to know how to protect themselves, but also how to handle weaponry safely. Now, me, myself, I don't care too much for guns. I've been shot, a few too many times. So, guns are kind of not my forte, but I think this is useful information for people who are handling guns. And this particular video, which is going to be a series, is talking about, the different actions of guns. So without further ado, I want to let Mr. John Francois tell you about some of the mechanisms, so certain forms of weaponry. So here he is, without further ado.
Hello, John Francois with Archangel Technologies. We're back again. This time, we're changing our focus to actions of pistols. What types of actions do handguns have? But let's get to our 4 rules of gun safety. Number 1, the gun is always loaded unless you know otherwise. Number 2, don't put your finger on the trigger until you're on target and ready to shoot. Number 3, know your target and what's beyond it. And number 4, don't let the barrel of any firearm point at anything you're not willing to destroy. Now that we have that, first thing we're going to do is show you the different types of firearms. In our last review, we went over revolvers and semi-automatics. And so it's safe to say that most people want to know, why is it a semi-automatic? That's because each time the trigger is pulled, 1 round is fired. In a fully automatic, and yes, they make fully automatic pistols, you pull the trigger and hold it down, and it continues to fire until the ammunition is exhausted or until you take your finger off of the trigger. Now that we've covered that, let's cover the types. You have the revolvers. This happens to be an old-fashioned single action only Western or cowboy type revolver. The cylinder does not rotate out like the modern revolvers. In fact, it has a loading gate that opens to accommodate putting rounds into the cylinder. Then you have your full-size, all-metal type semi-automatic firearms. You have what they call striker fire firearms, and we'll go over that in another video. Then you have the 1911 models, and they're considered the model of 1911 because that's when the United States military adopted the firearm into the military as the official sidearm. It was designed in 1889 by John Moses Browning and Samuel Colt. So these are a single action, and in our next video we'll get to which each one means. First, we're going to start with the revolvers. The cowboy action revolver, the only way to tell that this is empty and safe is to inspect each chamber that's in the cylinder. Now with these, they cannot fire unless the hammer is pulled back. And once the hammer is pulled back, by using the hammer spur, you can go to half cock, and now the cylinder moves freely to inspect each chamber in the cylinder. Now, from that point, you go back to the modern revolvers. The modern revolver's cylinder rotates out, and not only does the cylinder rotate out, it has a ejection rod that allows you to get rid of expended cartridges. The casings will inevitably swell a bit when they're fired because of the pressures and the heat. So to assist with getting those out, gravity and the injection rod accomplish that. Now, the huge difference is speed of loading. With the modern revolver, you can actually take speed loaders, which we'll get into when we cover ammunition, that can act as one movement to put all 6 rounds into the chambers in the cylinder. Until next time, we'll cover the rest. For now, get into the comments and let me know what you think of the videos and anything else you might want to know. Take care.
All right, so shout out to my man, Mr. John Francois, for giving us that quick tutorial. So I hope that was very informative for people who are gun enthusiasts, or, you know, some of the guys who are out there just carrying guns for fun, or it looks good. It's always good to have some safety rules in place. One of the major things I think he said was never let the barrel of the gun point towards something that you are not willing to destroy. Or in street terms, like they said, never pull out your gun unless you want to use it, basically. But also he said, know your target and also what's behind your target. So, you know, shout out to Mr. Francois. He gave some information about the particular you know, shooting style, the particular shooting action, the loading actions of guns, and how to check and make sure they're safe. So that's something that, you know, if you're carrying guns out there, you definitely need to know how to handle them for safety, teach your family how to handle them for safety, etc., etc. He had that looked like a tray pound. So that was one of my favorites when I was out there a little bit carrying them joints, tray pounds, you know, no shells. All the shells stay in the chamber. But nevertheless, you know, once again, shout out to Mr. Francois. I'm going to be showing a little bit more of his, you know, gun safety videos for safety purposes. So thank y'all for tuning in. But also one last message I want to leave y'all from my brother, Gregory Robinson. Gregory Robinson is currently serving a double life sentence for some crimes he committed at a young age. And he has used his time wisely and put out a series of books dedicated to helping youth avoid his particular situation. So right now I'm going to play a message from Mr. Robinson as he tells you about one of the books that he has written in order to reach the youth. Check it out.
A Conscious Journey of My Unfolding, a guided journal. A wise man once said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the conscious journey of your unfolding. Let me repeat that to you. A wise man once said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the conscious journey of your unfolding. In his book, there's nothing but intense experience from me, the author, and some of my fellow brothers I have traveled with over the past quarter of a century. As I seek to engage the minds of our youth to take a closer look at their life and movements in life, I'm going to give you a piece of this book. In this book, there's a section each day with its name. Here's Forgiven Today, Day 5. Starts out with a quote from my brother, Jay Kelleher. Oxygen is not optional. Neither is forgiveness. Without forgiveness in my life, life can and will become heavy because of the energy it takes to resent someone, and even so, not forgiving self. There will be days that a flaw may show its face. The idea of failure sets in my head. I have to remember that all will be okay, and that I must be willing to forgive myself and others to advance in life. A truth, forgiving someone does not make us weak. It is an empowering moment, a sensational feeling to free others and yourself. Forgiveness is not excusing the wrong. It is refusing to carry a burden any further. The exercise of this day, contemplate. Am I harboring a refusal to forgive or resentfulness towards others and myself? Write down any that comes to mind. This journal is intimate, personal, and life-changing. If you want freedom and to keep your freedom, this is a must-read because all it takes is one wrong decision. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the conscious journey of mindfolding. Be blessed. Share this message with all. Until the next time, peace to you all. Sincerely, Greg Robertson Jr., the founder of Wisdom of Creation.
Shout out to once again Greg Robertson Jr. dropping some knowledge, the journey of his unfolded, a guided journal. And one thing he mentioned that I must emphasize is, it only takes one moment to make the mistake of a lifetime. Unfortunately, Mr. Robinson made that mistake, but now he is working, diligently to help others, avoid those mistakes. So you can check out all of the Wisdom of Creation books on Amazon. Or if you do want more information, you can call me 919-587-7782. Thank you guys for watching. Peace and blessings. Have a blessed day.